Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. Today is Wednesday and 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, and you're here for the Street News Now Noon Report. I'm expecting Mr. Michaels to join us shortly, my brother in broadcasting. So I am expecting for us to have a two-team conversation on today. So, first thing I always like to do is give a shout out to my mentor, one of my mentors, because I have many, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling together for 30 plus years. And out of the 30 plus years that we have been traveling, he's been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to him and his family. So, one of the things I want to encourage you to do is get a mentor, someone that can help you navigate this thing called life. And once you have somebody to help you, then you can get a show and shout your mentor out every chance you get. That's what I do. So one of the things that's an advantage of having a mentor is that I'm telling you, this life is crazy. They've seen a lot of stuff, they've done a lot of stuff. And I tell you, mentors are invaluable. Okay, just wanted to share that with you. Now, got a couple of news briefs for you today. The first one I want to talk about is the judge ends Eric Adams' case. Now, for those that don't know who Eric Adams is, Eric Adams was arrested. He's the mayor of New York City. He was arrested. They brought charges against him for corruption and all kinds of foolishness. They went after him. The federal government did. And when they went after him, they tried to, break him down, put him under their thumb. So when Trump came in office, he told his Department of Justice, get rid of the charges, because he was working with them to help clean up the streets of New York from so much of the migrant criminal activity. Okay. So, like we're here in Chicago, we have some criminal activity from the migrants, but guess what? It's nowhere near as bad as the federal government said it was. So, therefore, the city of Chicago was not working with ICE, and they got mad at Chicago and they, well, we're going to investigate you. Well, come on, investigate. Okay. I mean, we always got something. If you look hard enough, you can always find something wrong. But in New York City, they came up with some things that obviously were forgivable since he was helping point out some of the criminals from other countries that were doing criminal activities in New York. So they dropped the charges. And according to the report, New York Times said that, hey, evidently he doesn't have to cooperate with them any more than what he's always been cooperating. So very interesting. Charges dropped against the mayor of New York City, Mr. Eric Adams. The second thing I want to talk about, highlights all over. They've been talking about this for the last day or so. Representative Cory Booker from New Jersey did a successful filibuster on the floor of Congress. He broke the existing record. The existing record was 24 hours. He got in there and did 25 hours. 25 hours. And out of his conversation for the 25 hours that he was in on the floor, he broke down everything that's wrong with the Project 2025. I mean, he went through every criminal act that they have in place, from shipping people out of the country that's wrong. You know, that they were talking about tariffs. They were talking about shutting down the Department of Education. I mean, I encourage you, go look at everything that Cory Booker talked about, because it was time for somebody to make a statement on the record, and he was definitely on the record. You know, for those 25 hours, he established a record. He broke the existing record, talking about what the Trump administration has done wrong. Everything. Now, it's a lot of people that will argue with me and say, oh, well, you know, without the Republicans, this wouldn't happen, that wouldn't happen. But explain that to the thousands of people that are out of work, that were doing a job providing services for us as Americans. When we call trying to get help in the various departments, there's nobody there to answer the phone. And if there's nobody there, I guess they're trying to go automated, phone systems. The phone system can't answer personal questions about what needs to happen on each individual case by case basis. So I applaud Cory Booker for standing on the floor, doing what he needed to do to withstand all of the problems that are going on with the current administration, trying to eliminate the power and authority of the Congress. That's his plan. Just take over everything, everybody, and just say, hey, don't nobody got to say so but me. There's actually a bill that's going through right now that says that whatever Trump wants, Trump can get without having to deal with any backlash from the justice system and or Congress. He's back. That's all I can say. He's back, bigger and better and more foolish. Okay. I saw something last week that said that it didn't take him long to bankrupt the United States. You know, he has a history of bankrupting businesses that he has something to do with. So trust me, he's back. He's doing what he do. He's bankrupting businesses. Okay, absolutely bankrupting businesses. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell y'all, be careful, be careful, okay? Because if he's got anything to do with it, he's gonna take your money and run too. All right. So be careful. That's all I got to say. He gonna take the money and run. All right. Election results. I saw some election results. Elon Musk put $25 million into Wisconsin judicial race. There was a race for judges in Wisconsin. $25 million he put it in there. Well, he got beat. Judge Susan Crawford beat out the big money machine in Wisconsin. So she will be taking the judicial seat in Wisconsin. The Republicans won in Florida. They took over 2 Republican seats in the House. So there's a slim margin still in the House of Republicans for in the House, the federal House, so that the Republicans have a very slim margin of being able to control the House still. But it is encouraging from what they're saying that the Democrats now realize that they can go in there and get some stuff out of Florida. Now, with Florida, DeSantis, as y'all remember, was trying to take charge and run for president, but we already had a Trump running. We didn't need a Trump look-alike. So that's why that didn't work for the Florida governor. But he still evidently got a stronghold down in Florida to be able to get the votes, rally the votes around Republicans. Well, it's a lot of people that's retired Republicans that have a lot of money. So those old strongholds came out and voted to keep those 2 seats out of Florida. They were special elections. So yes, they won in Florida special elections. All right, now this is one that, man, I can't wait to talk about. Tariff war. The tariff war is in full bloom. Now, for some reason, the current administration feels like that if they increase tariffs on imports that are coming into the United States, that it's going to increase the amount of jobs and the amount of money that the United States will make off of a tax. A tariff is a tax for imports. So, unfortunately, every country has lined up against the United States saying, hey, we're not going to budge and we're not going to bend. If you're going to tax us, put tariffs on us, we're going to definitely do the same thing for your imports that are coming into their country. So, people say it's going to be a wash. But at the end of the day, the people of the United States are going to suffer. Prices are going to go up. I saw a report on yesterday that said next year in 2026, the cost of cars, because of parts and all the things that we need to keep cars coming out of factories, is going to be up at least another $6,000. The automobile industry is going to have to raise the cost of automobiles by $6,000. Our income is not going up, so where are we going to be able to get money to be able to buy a vehicle where the cost of the vehicle is going to cost us $6,000 more? That's what the tariffs are doing. And that's just one industry. We are already seeing a great increase in prices on food. If you go to a local store, you will see food costs and prices have gone up, not gone down, like he promised all these people that elected him. So I said people that elected him because I didn't have nothing to do with that. I voted the other way. And it's so outrageous right now. I mean, outrageous. All of the prices for products, goods, and services that we have now because of the tariffs. It's a tariff war. Canada, I applaud Canada. I applaud them. They are standing up and they are telling Trump, no, we are not for sale. You are not going to force us to be a state of the United States. We've been, working with you for a very long time under peaceful terms, but now our borders are closed. We're going to shut down the electricity. There are many states that border with Canada that get electricity from Canada. The trucks that bring in goods from Canada are at a halt. They said we wanted to wait and see what Trump was going to do on Wednesday with his tariffs. Well, now they see. So the Prime Minister Ford in Canada of his province said, nope, we're not playing no games. I hate to do it to you American people, but hey, you voted for this fool, so therefore you got to suffer the consequences of his actions. So now there are going to be states all the way from California to New York that are going to feel the pinch of no electric service, because they get their electricity directly from the power plants in Canada. They had dams that generate water, they generate electricity, the water generates electricity, and they provide service in America, which was evidently an amicable agreement for a long time. But now it's over. Shout out to Canada. Make them pay for their mistakes. All right. Now, this is something that I found that was very, very interesting. Mistakenly deported a legal citizen of the United States of America was deported to El Salvador. He was a resident of Maryland. He was deported in an ICE raid pickup. Now he's in a prison in El Salvador, and they're saying they can't get him out. So ICE has been making mistakes, picking up people that are not even migrants. They just snatching up folks and sending them on an airplane to El Salvador to a holding cell. And now he's a US citizen and they can't even get him back. They cannot get him back. This man is in El Salvador and he does not deserve to be there. You know, something's wrong with that on a major level. I I really don't understand why we can't get him back. If he's a US citizen, he should be able to put him on a plane and bring him back. You put him on a plane and take him over there, put him on a plane and bring him back. And that is a major problem. Wow, this whole pick up people and drop them off on another country's doorstep is totally out of control. First of all, you don't know who you picking up. Just because he got different skin color than you doesn't mean that he is not a citizen of the United States. That's the problem. I tell you, that's something to think about. All right. And my last comment, I did a show last Saturday where I talked about freedom of speech ain't free. If you get a chance, go over to my YouTube channel, Ask Dr. Ron, and you will see my commentary about freedom of speech ain't free. And then I ran across this story. A British student of Gambia, he's a citizen of Gambia, lives in Britain, was in the United States as a student going to school. He participated in a pro-Palestinian protest. His visa was canceled. He was evicted from the United States immediately. Freedom of speech ain't free. The cost of him protesting all of the people that were being tormented and tortured and murdered, Palestinians, cost him his visa in the United States. So, that being said, please understand freedom of speech is not free. All right. I want to invite you guys to go over to our website, streetnewsnow.com. When you get over there, if you're interested in doing a broadcast, fill out the form. Somebody will get in contact with you to help you fill out the form and get your show up and going. We got room here for many other shows. Please join us. We're growing the network. I've been talking to some broadcasters on last night, and I think we got them almost on board. Not sure, but I'm looking forward to working with some of these new broadcasters. We got a lot of legends across the country that love Mr. Lee Michaels, and they want to be a part of something that he is a part of. And one thing that is important to understand that media has a voice in what's going on in this country, that we can steer people in the right direction. There are a lot of false media, wrong media information, just no media information out there. And we need to have reliable outlets that can help us get some of these things straightened out. So I encourage you all to come on board. If you have a voice, use your voice. Let's educate, let's encourage, let's give people some information that they can do something with. We had an election here in the Chicagoland area on yesterday, and still low vote counts. We got to encourage people to come out and vote. So use your voice. Let's encourage people in the right way. So please join us. Come on, become a part of a network that can help your voice be heard. Okay. I just want to get that out there. So while you're here, you're looking at the show, please hit that subscribe, that like button, and the share. Share, put it on your social media pages so that people can be a part of what we're doing over here and they can see it. So I encourage you guys, be safe out there. Lee didn't make it for today, but that's okay. He'll make it next time. I just want to encourage you all to be safe out there because they grabbing folks up and they sending them to places where they do not belong. So please be careful out there. And I look forward to seeing you guys on next week. So be safe. Peace.